So what are the types of mutual funds? So under this type of fund, the size of the fund and its duration are fixed. Discount of 40% of the total actual value of the asset. Index linked funds will automatically go up when the market price will also increase. Hello everyone, I am Harshita, lecturer, Department of Commerce, Vidyashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence, Mysore. Today we are in the second session of Unit 3, that is Mutual Fund. So my dear students, as I have already told you, in a first unit you are going to discuss about financial service in detail. Later on, all the units will be relating to one particular specific financial service. So your second unit was all about merchant banking, where you have discussed in detail what is this merchant banking. So your third unit, that is mutual fund, so it is also one of the financial service. So let us quickly recall what we have discussed in a previous session. So in a previous session, we have learned what is the introduction about mutual fund. So when this mutual fund was introduced, then meaning and definition of mutual fund. So what is the meaning of mutual fund? As I told you, there are number of investors, but they don't have sufficient knowledge about investment. So there are various sources for investment or investing the fund of the investors. They do not have sufficient information about this investment. In such cases, so what the mutual fund will do, or the financial services help such kind of investors to invest in particular type of ventures or particular type of securities. Now here mutual fund is also one of the important financial service which is provided by the financial organization. Now here mutual fund is regulated by SEBI. So all the rules, guidelines has to be followed that of SEBI. So here mutual fund has to follow guidelines, rules and regulations of SEBI. Now what is this mutual fund is all about? So there are number of small investors who does not or who can't invest in big profitable securities. Such type of investors, that is the small saving people or the small investors who can't invest their money in big profitable securities. So such type of investors will opt for this mutual fund. Now what is the role of mutual fund? So here the mutual fund pool the savings of all the small investors. So they will bring all the savings of the small investors together, and this big amount, that is the amount or the cash which is collected from these small investors, will be invested in diversified securities. So diversified securities. For this, the mutual fund should have sufficient knowledge about all type of securities. So here the whole amount will not be invested in one particular security, because if the security is in loss, of course the investors has to lead or they will incur a great extent of loss, right? So what this mutual fund will do, so it will pool the small investment of the investors, and this big amount will be invested in diversified securities, or it may be government securities. So it will be invested in securities, so that for the mutual fund they should have sufficient knowledge about all these security. So they will invest in such a way that where they can yield high rate of return with less amount of risk. So this is all about mutual fund. It's nothing but the small investors who are not able to invest their money in securities or the big securities where they need huge amount of money for the investment. For such kind of investors, this mutual fund is very useful. So because they will pool the investment or the small investment from the investors, and that will be invested in diversified securities. So various types of securities. So here the investment will be made in various types of security. So if any security is in loss, so it can be gained by other security who is having high rate of profit. Now what are the features of mutual fund? So we have already discussed. So it mobilizes the savings of the investors, that is small investors, in huge profitable ventures. So we have discussed lot of features about mutual fund. Next, objectives of mutual fund. What are the main objectives of mutual fund? It's nothing but, so the main objective would be mobilizing the savings of the small investors and help the small investors to invest in big amount of securities where they can yield high rate of return with less amount of risk. Now, in today's session, we shall continue with new topic, that is types of mutual funds. So, what are the types of mutual funds? So, mutual fund or mutual fund schemes. So, under mutual fund, so there are various types of schemes. So, it is called as mutual fund schemes, can be classified into following types. So, on the basis of operation, so the first type is on the basis of operation. So, it has been divided into two types. One is close-ended funds and second one is open-ended funds. So, on the basis of operation, mutual fund is divided into two types, close-ended funds as well as open-ended funds. And the second type is on the basis of return or income. So, after the investment, how they are getting their return or income. So, on the basis of that, it has been divided into three types, that is income fund, growth fund as well as conservative fund. So, on the basis of return or income, mutual fund is divided into three types, that is income fund, growth fund as well as conservative fund. Next, on the basis of investment. So, on the basis of investment, again mutual fund is divided into following types, that is equity fund, bond fund, balanced fund, and the next one is fund of fund scheme, and the next one is taxation fund, leverage fund, index fund, money market mutual funds, offshore mutual funds and gilt fund, that is GILT, gilt funds. So, these are the types which are being classified on the basis of investment. So, how the investors are going to invest? So, on the basis, it has been classified into several types like equity fund, bond fund, balanced fund, fund of fund scheme, next taxation fund, leverage fund and index fund, money market mutual fund, offshore mutual fund as well as gilt fund. So, these are the several types it has been classified. Now, let us see one by one. So, first we shall see on the basis of operation. So, it has been divided into two types, close-ended fund as well as open-ended fund. Now, what is this close-ended fund? So, under this type of fund, the size of the fund and its duration are fixed. So, here close is nothing but it has been closed. So, here this type of fund, here the time duration as well as the size of the fund is fixed. For example, if the mutual fund wants to raise rupees 10 lakh. So, after raising this 10 lakh, so this fund closes because they have obtained 10 lakh. So, after that the fund closes. So, after that the investors can't invest the money in this type of fund where it is fixed in time duration as well as it is fixed in size. Okay, so that is known as close-ended fund. So, duration is nothing but, for example, if the duration of that particular scheme is 2 months or 2 years. So, after that duration, so this fund get closed. Hereafter, the investment cannot or investor cannot make the investment in such kind of fund. That is known as close-ended fund. So, under this type of fund, the size of the fund and the duration are fixed in advance. So, they have already fixed. Okay. Once the subscription reaches the predetermined level. So, I have told you, once it reaches the predetermined level, the entry of the investors will be closed. So, after that, the investor cannot invest their money in such kind of scheme, that is mutual fund scheme. After the expiry of fixed period, so as I told, so they will, or this type of scheme will have a fixed period. So, after that fixed period, investors cannot invest their money in that such kind of schemes. Entire corpus is disinvested and the proceeds are distributed to the unit holders in proportion to their holdings. So, how the investors, so after that time duration, what the scheme will do? So, it will distribute. So, whoever who have invested money in that particular scheme, for them, the profit will be distributed in their investment ratio. So how they have invested in the same ratio profit or the return what they get from that particular investment will be distributed. Now let us see what are the features of close-ended fund. Hope you have understood the meaning of close-ended fund. Let us see what are the features of close-ended fund. So the period and the target amount, of course I have told you the period as well as the amount to be raised will be fixed. So the period and the target amount of the fund is fixed forehead. In the sense it is fixed in advance. Next, once the period is over or the target is reached, the subscription will be closed. So I have already told you, after that the investors cannot invest their money in such kind of scheme after the duration as well as the target is closed. So once the period is over and the target is reached, the subscription will be closed. Investors cannot purchase any more units. So I have told you about this. That is, it's all about close-ended fund. In the sense it is going to close. The main objective is capital appreciation. So what is the main objective of close-ended fund? That is capital appreciation, in the sense in order to increase the capital. At the time of redemption, that is, so after the investment by the investors, so it has to be paid back, right? So let us see how it is being paid back. At the time of redemption, the entire investment is liquidated and the proceeds are distributed among the holders, that is unit holders. Now, so what do you mean by redemption? So here the investors have invested their money, right? And I have told you it is for a fixed period of time, as well as once the target is reached, of course the investment will be closed. Then how to pay back the investors who have invested, who have already invested the money? By the proportion of their investment. By the proportion of their investment, so it will be distributed among the unit holders. So here the investors who have invested money is called as what? Unit holders. Now, units are listed and traded in the stock market. So here, under close-ended fund, these units are listed and traded in the stock market. As I have told you, this mutual fund is regulated by SEBI, that is Securities Exchange Board of India. So it has to be listed as well as traded in the stock market. So generally the prices of the units are quoted at a discount of up to 40% below their net asset value. So their total net asset value, upon that 40% will be their value, or the discount will be given to the investors. So here generally the prices of the units, that is each units, will be quoted on the basis of discount of 40% of the total actual value of the asset. Now let us see the second type, that is open-ended fund. Now what is this open-ended fund? So close-ended fund, as I have told you here, the time duration as well as the target will be fixed. Then what is this open-ended fund? So it will be reverse to close-ended fund. So this is just reverse of close-ended fund. So I have told you this is just a reverse to close-ended fund. Then what it is? Under this scheme, the size of the fund and the period of the fund is not fixed. So it is not fixed in advance, whereas in close-ended fund, it is fixed in advance. The investors are free to buy. So here there is no limit for the investors. So they are free to buy as well as free to sell number of units at any point of time. So here they can buy as well as sell the units any number of times. So there is no particular limit and there is no particular duration for buying and selling of units. Hope you are clear with the meaning of open-ended fund. Now let us see what are the features of open-ended fund. Hope you have understood the meaning of open-ended fund. Now we can go on or recall all the features of open-ended funds. So the investors are, so the first feature is investors are free to buy and sell units. There is no time limit. So unlike close-ended fund, there is no time limit for open-ended fund. These are not traded in the stock market, whereas closed-ended fund is listed and it is traded in the stock market. Whereas this open-ended fund, these are not traded in the stock market. Units can be sold at any time since there is no fixed time period. So they can be sold at any particular period of time. The main motive is income generation, whereas the main motive of close-ended fund is capital appreciation, whereas the main motive of close-ended or the open-ended fund is what? Income generation. Whereas close-ended fund, it is capital appreciation, whereas open-ended fund is income generation, dividend, etc. The prices are linked to the net asset value because units are not listed on the stock market. So here the prices are linked to the net asset value of the organization because it is not listed in the stock market. Whereas in close-ended fund, it is listed or the discount will be given to up to 40% of the total value of the organization. Whereas here the prices are not linked at all. So here there is no discount or there is no premium. So it is not linked at all because it is not listed in the stock market. So these are the certain features of open-ended funds. So this is on the basis of operation, it has been divided into close-ended fund as well as open-ended fund. Now let us see what is the difference between open-ended funds and close-ended funds, or we can call it as open-ended schemes or close-ended schemes. So the close-ended schemes are open to the public for a limited period. So this we have already discussed. So here the close-ended funds is limited for or it is being traded for a limited period, but the open-ended fund are always open. So this is a main difference. So first difference is it has a limited period where within that period this trading takes place. Whereas in open-ended fund it is always open. Next, close-ended funds, and the second difference is close-ended fund schemes will have a definite period of life. So I have told you if it is for 2 years, then it will be for 2 years only. So it has a definite period of life. Whereas open-ended funds are transacted or schemes are transacted in the company. So here they can be transacted or it can be transacted and there is no time period for this. So they can be traded whenever they want. So but whereas for close-ended fund there is a particular time period. There is a life period for that particular scheme. Whereas in open-ended fund it can be traded, that in the sense it can be buy or it can be bought or sold whenever they want. And the next one is close-ended schemes are transacted at stock exchanges. So this I have told you. So it has to be listed as well as traded in stock exchanges. Which one? Close-ended funds. Whereas open-ended funds are not transacted. So they are bought and sold in the company itself. So they are not listed in the stock exchange, but they are bought and sold in the company. So this is also one of the difference. That is, close-ended fund is listed as well as traded in the stock market, whereas open-ended fund is not listed or traded in the stock market, but it is traded in the company itself. Next, close-ended schemes are terminated at the end of specific period. So there is a specific period. As I told, there is a time limit for close-ended funds. Whereas open-ended funds can be terminated only if the total number of the units outstanding after repurchase fall below 50%. Whereas close-ended fund, it has a particular time period. So after that time period, the investors cannot invest their money. But what about open-ended fund? So it will be traded always on the condition that if the repurchase fall below 50% of the original number of units, then only it gets closed. Till then, all the purchase as well as selling of units takes place continuously. So these are the main difference between open-ended fund as well as close-ended fund. Hope you are clear with these two types of mutual funds. Now going to the second type, on the basis of return or income. So I have told you, so in the mutual fund, the small investors will invest their money for which they will get the return. That is high rate of return. So on the basis of return or income, here the mutual fund is divided into three types. So the first type is income fund. Now what is this income fund? So income fund, here the word itself tells that this is a type of mutual fund where they can increase the income. Now let us see, this schemes aims at generating regular and periodical income. So here the main aim is to, or in this type of fund, regular as well as periodical income will be obtained to the members, to the unit holders. Such funds are offered in two forms. Let us see what are the two forms. The first scheme earns a target constant income. So here the income will be constant at relatively low risk. So here the income will be constant. For example, if the income is 10,000 and the 10,000 will be constant with low risk. So this is the first type. And the second type is, the second scheme offers a maximum possible income. So second type is, here it is a type of fund where they can earn maximum possible income, whereas in the first type it is a constant income. So here the income will be constant with less risk, whereas here there will be high risk of course, but they can earn maximum possible income. So this is about income fund. So what do you mean by income fund? This scheme aims at generating income on a regular basis, is known as income fund, where there are two forms. One, the income will be target income. So there will be a specific target and they will get that income every year or every month. Whereas in the second type, where there is high risk but they can earn maximum possible income. Now let us see what are the features of income fund. So the investors get a regular income. So this I have told you, here the investors will get a regular income at periodical intervals. So for each and every period they will get a regular income. The main objective is to declare dividend and not capital appreciation. Now what happens here? They are not going to increase the capital. There is no capital appreciation, but they are going to get the regular income. So what do you mean by capital? The amount which is been invested. So here the capital will not increase. So but they will get return for that capital. So that is known as what? Income fund. Here there is no chances for capital appreciation. So whatever the amount invested, so it will not increase, but upon that additional they will get the return on that particular capital. The pattern of investment is oriented towards high and fixed income yielding securities like bonds, debentures, etc. So this type of fund or this type of mutual fund is suitable for fixed rate of income what they are getting like bonds, debentures, etc. It is best suited for old and retired person. So what type of person? So for old and retired person it is very useful. It focuses on short-term gains only because they are getting the regular income but there is no chances for capital appreciation. So it is focuses on short-run basis only. So this is the features of income funds. Now next we shall see the second type, that is growth fund. Now let us see what is this growth fund. So first we have discussed that about income fund where they are going to get the income on a regular basis. And as I told, it is suitable or it is a short-term fund where they are going to get the regular income and there is no chances for capital appreciation. Capital remain fixed but the income what they are getting will goes on increasing. Now let us see what is this growth fund. So growth fund offers the advantage of capital appreciation. Now what is the main advantage of growth fund? It leads to capital appreciation, whereas in income fund, it does not lead to capital appreciation. Other than capital, returns will come on a regular basis. But whereas here, it leads to capital appreciation. It means growth fund concentrate mainly on long run gains. Whereas income fund mainly focuses on short run gains. Whereas growth fund mainly focuses on long run gains. It does not offer regular income, or here we do not get the regular income. In short, growth funds aims at capital appreciation in the long run. Hope you are understanding. So here this capital or the growth fund leads to capital appreciation in the long run. Hence, they have been described as nest eggs investment or long haul investment. So since it focuses on capital appreciation on the long run, so it is called as nest eggs investment or long haul investment. So these are the terms which has been used for this growth fund. So it focuses on long-term basis where it helps in capital appreciation rather than getting the regular income like income fund. Now let us see what are the features of growth fund. It meets the investors' need for capital appreciation. Of course, it helps in increase of capital. Next, funds are invested in equities with high growth potential in order to get the capital appreciation. So what happens here? So funds are invested in the equities where it leads to growth of capital, where it leads to capital appreciation. It tries to get capital appreciation by taking much risk. Of course, if the return is more, of course, the risk is also more. So it always focuses on capital appreciation and thereby it leads to increase in risk also under growth fund. It may declare dividend, but the main objective is capital appreciation. Of course, along with that, so it also declares dividend like income fund, but the main focus will be given for the capital appreciation rather than regular incomes. So this is best suited for salaried and business people. So one who is getting the salary and one who is undertaking the business. So this type of mutual fund is most suitable. Now let us see the third type, that is conservative fund. So we have discussed about income fund, growth fund, and the third type is conservative fund. Whereas in income fund, it is a short-term fund where the return will be getting on a regular basis and there is no chances for capital appreciation. Whereas this growth fund, so it is mainly focused on long-term basis where it helps in capital appreciation rather than regular income. Now the third type is conservative fund. Now what is this conservative fund? This aims at providing a reasonable rate of return, protecting the value of investment and getting capital appreciation. This is a type of fund where we are getting the reasonable rate of return. Along with that, it helps in capital appreciation also. So hence the investment made in growth oriented security that are capable of appreciating in the long run. Of course, we have learnt about capital or the growth fund, which always focuses on capital appreciation, and here conservative fund. So on the investment, of course, we are getting the return on a regular basis. At the same time, it leads to capital appreciation in the long run also. So this aims at providing a reasonable rate of return. Along with that return, it also helps in capital appreciation. So these are the three types of funds on the second type of mutual fund. Now we shall see on the basis of investment. So on the basis of investment, how this mutual fund has been divided. So the first one is equity fund. Of course, the word itself tells that equity. So equity in the sense what? It mainly consists of equity based investment. So here the investment will be in the form of equities. So it carry a high degree of risk. Of course, you know, equity funds will carry high risk of risk, at the same time high rate of return. So if the rate of return, if we are expecting high rate of return, of course we have to be prepared for getting high risk also, that is high rate of risk. If there is high rate of return, of course simultaneously high rate of risk will also be there. So it mainly consists of equity based investment. It carries a high degree of risk. Such funds do well in periods of favorable capital market. So if the capital market trend is favorable, then of course these types of fund do well. That is, they can yield high rate of return. And the second type is bond fund. I think you are clear with equity fund. So what is equity fund? It is a type of fund where the investment are made in equity, right? So they are known as equity based funds. So this equity fund is nothing but it is equity based fund investment. Now here there are high rate of risk and of course high rate of profit. If the economy is favorable, of course this type of fund will get high rate of profit. And the second one is bond fund. So it mainly consists of fixed income securities like bonds. So you know about bonds. So these are for a fixed period of time where they yield fixed rate of return. So it mainly consists of fixed income securities like bonds, debentures, etc. It concentrates mostly on income rather than capital gains. So here the main focus is given for capital gains rather than income, which comes on a regular basis rather than giving importance to capital gain. So it is giving importance for the income which comes on a regular basis. So it carries lower risk. Of course, here the risk is low because it does not concentrate on capital or growth of capital, right? So here risk is less. It offers secure and steady income. So I have told you bond is nothing but which gets a fixed rate of return. So here this is a type of fund where the investment is made in fixed rate of return where the risk is less, but they give importance for income rather than capital gain. So it offers secure and steady income, but there is no chance of capital appreciation. So this is one of the disadvantage here because it does not give importance for capital appreciation rather than it helps in increase of income. That is, here the return will be given on a regular basis. And the next one is balanced fund. So of course the word itself says that, so there is a balance between debt and equity. So it has a mix of debt and equity. So it is called as balanced fund in the portfolio of investment. So in the portfolio of investment, in the sense, so there are a number of sources to be invested in the market, which is known as portfolio investment. So before investing, so each and every investment has to be, or each and every securities has to be studied carefully. So what do you mean by balanced fund? Here investing in mix of debt and equity is called as balanced fund. So it aims at distributing regular income as well as capital appreciation. So here we are expecting both regular income because we are balancing our investment in debt as well as equity, where on one hand we are getting the regular income and on the other hand it is helping in capital appreciation. So it is a mix of debt and equity which help in increase in income as well as capital appreciation. So this is achieved by balancing the investment between high growth equity shares and also the fixed income earning securities. So here the investment will be balanced between the high growth equity as well as debt where they get fixed rate of interest on a income basis. So it helps both for income or increase in income as well as capital appreciation. And the fourth type is fund of fund scheme. Now what is this fund of fund scheme? So in this case, fund of one mutual fund are invested in the units of other mutual fund. So here the mutual fund itself. So funding in the mutual fund itself is known as what? Fund of fund scheme. So fund of fund scheme is nothing but here one mutual fund are invested in another mutual fund units. Here the investment will be between the mutual funds itself. And the next one is taxation fund. That is the fifth type is taxation fund. So this is basically a growth oriented fund. So it helps in growth oriented fund. It's nothing but it helps in capital appreciation. So it offers a tax rebates to the investors. So it is suitable for salaried people. So it helps in getting the tax rebates to the investors. So it always focuses on capital appreciation and wherein it helps in knowing the tax rebates of the investors, and it is suitable for the people who is getting regular salary. And the next one is leverage fund. So in this case, the funds are invested from the amount mobilized from the small investors as the money borrowed from the capital market. So here how the investment takes place, on one hand, the investment will be from the small investors and on the other hand, the amount will be borrowed from other sources and it will be invested in particular fund. So thus it gives the benefit of leverage to mutual fund investors. The main aim is to increase the size of the value of portfolio. So of course, if the investment is on a regular basis, of course the value of portfolio also increases. If the value of portfolio increases, of course it leads to high rate of return. So here how the investment takes place: on one hand, the amount will be pooled from the small investors. Other hand, so here they can borrow money from some other institution and invest in such kind of security, where there will be a continuous investment which leads to increase in the value of portfolio, that is increase in the value of securities. So when there is continuous investment, of course there will be increase in the value of investment, then thereby it leads to increase in profit also. This occurs when the gains from the borrowed fund are more than the cost of borrowed fund. So here if we focus on borrowed fund, I have told you some amount will be pooled from the small investors and rest amount will be borrowed from some other institutions, right? So if the cost of borrowing is less than the cost of investment or the return what they get from investment, then of course it leads to profit, right? So if the rate of interest which is given while borrowing the fund is less, then getting the return, that is rate of return which is being got by the investment is more, then of course it leads to profit, right? These gains are distributed to the unit holders. So thereby whatever the gains which are getting from the investment will be distributed to the holders. So here what you have to remember, under leveraged fund, here some amount will be collected from the small investors and other amount will be borrowed from the financial institutions. So if the cost of borrowing is less than return on investment, that is whatever the amount, the borrowed amount which has been invested, what the return they are getting. So if the cost of borrowing is less than return of investment, then of course it leads to increase in profit, and that profit will be distributed among the unit holders. So that is about leverage fund. Of course, we always should think that the cost of borrowing is less than the cost of investment. So then only it leads to profit. And the next one is index bond. Now what is this index bond? These are linked to the specific index of the share price. So here the share price has been linked with specific index, so upon which the investment will be made. So this means that the funds mobilized under such schemes, that is under mutual fund, whatever the fund which has been mobilized from the small investors, are invested principally in the securities of companies whose securities are included in the index. So whose securities are included in index, so upon that amount the small investors or the small investors who have pooled their money, so that amount will be invested in such type of securities who are linked with the index concerned and in the same proportion. The value of this index linked funds will automatically go up when the market price will also increase. So if the market price increases, of course the index also increases. So under this type of mutual fund, where the amount which has been pooled from the small investors will be invested in such type of securities where they are linked with the index. So how the price of the index rises, that is how this index will fluctuate depending upon the market price. If the market price goes up, of course the index will goes up, and thereby it leads to high rate of return on such type of securities. And the next one is money market mutual fund. So these funds are basically open-ended mutual fund. So what do you mean by open-ended mutual fund? There is no fixed time period and there is no fixed target for such kind of mutual fund, and they mainly focuses on capital appreciation. Then what is this money market mutual fund? These funds are basically open-ended mutual funds. They have all the features of open-ended mutual funds. So all the features is nothing but they mainly focuses on capital appreciation, and there is no time limit for such kind of funds, so they can be bought and sold whenever they want. right? And here there is no fixed target. So that is known as what? Money market mutual fund. But the investment is made on a highly liquid and safe securities. It is same as open-ended mutual fund, but the investment is made in high liquid as well as safe securities like commercial paper, certificate of deposit, treasury bills, etc. These are money market instrument. That is the investment which is made in money market instrument where there is more safe as well as security, but rest all the feature is same as open-ended mutual fund where there is no time limit and that it can be bought and sold whenever they want, and there is no specific target, and it also helps in capital appreciation. And the next type is offshore mutual fund. Now, what is this offshore mutual fund? The sources of investment for these mutual fund are from abroad. So, how the amount can be raised from this type of mutual fund? That is from abroad. So, it is called as what? Offshore mutual fund. And the next one is gilt funds. So, this is a type of mutual fund in which the funds are invested in gilt hedged securities. So, this type of investments or this type of fund where investment are made in gilt hedged securities like government securities. So, what is gilt hedged securities? Where there is high rate of return, and that is known as what? Government securities. It means funds are not invested in corporate securities like shares, bonds, etc. So, here the investment is made in what? In government security. So, it is also called as what? Gilt hedged securities. So, this is a type of mutual fund where the investment are made in gilt hedged securities like government securities or government companies, but the investment is not made in private sectors. So, this is all about the type of mutual funds. So, we have classified these types of mutual fund into three main types. Under that, we have learned various types of mutual funds. So, in my next session, I am going to discuss about advantages as well as disadvantages of mutual fund. So, let us see what are the advantages and disadvantages of mutual fund and what is the difference between mutual fund as well as hedge fund. These are the topics which I am going to discuss in the next session. So, my dear students, hope you all understood the session. See you all in my next session. Till then, take care. Thank you.